What's up, guys? This is Joey Young coming at you with another video. So, like I was saying, got around to rescaping this tank just a little bit. Really kept the plants in kind of its same location per se, and really just removed that driftwood. And I removed the Liquidia cubas in this tank and kind of swapped it out. So I'm gonna kind of go over the layout and idea of the tank. So initially I had this with the driftwood, and it was mainly for breeding, and I figured, it's going to be good for the discus, and it was, but that piece of wood kind of blocked that corner there, and so I was like, let's try to change it up a little bit. And I was going to wait around, but saw some good deals on these rocks, picked them up, and I decided to go with just a simple 3-stone build here. Initially I wanted to probably bury that center one a little bit more, but I really like the shape of the rock, and I decided to kind of show it more. So I kind of like scooped the soil away from it, but it turned out pretty good actually. It's not too bad. So I had to actually add a little bit more soil onto this just to make that little hill for the rock to stand up. But I really like the sharp edges and the contrast and all the cool nooks and crannies of these rocks. And if you guys like it, pick it up from ADU Aquascaping Dave. He has good deals there, and I think he has plenty more to sell if you guys want some. So well, anyways, here's the scape of it. So pretty much the front I kept the same. I didn't really wanted to move any of those plants. A lot of them kind of did melt it back a little bit, so I'm just hoping these will grow back and in a little bit more. So they kind of melted back because I had a bunch of plants that kind of overshadowed the tank, and a lot of these other plants down here in the front wasn't getting enough light. So that's why I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and now it has full light everywhere. Alright, minis is pretty much the same. I kind of just spread it out across this way instead of like towards this area, towards the front. So it's pretty much the same layout there. Again, like all these are the same. I kept the pearl weeds on this side, and I'm probably going to grow them kind of a bush or maybe even around the rocks. I haven't really decided. Then back here, this was in the 125 gallon tank, and these are till the sun sets. And decided to swap the cubas out with these because the cubas were growing a little bit too fast, and it was kind of taking over the tank in terms of like shadowing it on this side. With these, they're smaller, and hopefully they'll grow. The grow rate is okay, I guess, or slower, and they won't kind of shadow them as much. The totinas back here, they were growing really well. A couple of them did melt back because they weren't getting enough sunlight, or I'm sorry, light from all the blockage. But I have this block just dedicated to those plants growing, and back here are the Liquidia tornadoes, or the curly leaves, and they're growing pretty well. I started with I think only 2 stems, and they're actually pretty tall now. I kind of like cut them back and threw some more in there, so hopefully they'll grow in pretty nice. Some of the Bruce that were the back here, I kind of moved in between here, but I'm gonna move probably a lot of these into the 60p because I want to kind of keep that strictly a Bruce tank only, and I'll probably end up moving some of the ones that are kind of just floating around over there because I have another one just chilling up here. But we'll see how that goes. I'm still trying to wait for the other tank to kind of just catch up and rebalance itself. But in terms of the fish, I had to remove the 2 discus from here just because I was playing around with the sand and stuff. Not sand, I'm sorry, the soil, and it was kicking up a lot of like debris, and I didn't want them to catch anything weird while I was doing that. And I wanted this to make sure the tank was kind of rebalanced and whatnot, because I did drain like 80% of it when I was rescaping, and I filled it back up. So didn't want it to go through like a mini cycle before I add them back in. So just a week on this, just straight run with these other fish in here just to make sure that we're all good before I add the discus back. And the red ones weren't breeding for me like I mentioned before, so I might put the original pair back in here so they can actually breed and actually get some fry. On the previous update, I was trying to catch the new pleco babies. You can see one right here on the left right there. That's a Starlight bristlenose pleco. They're growing pretty big now. He's still fairly small. When I got him, he was probably, I want to say, a half an inch shorter than that, and he's getting pretty big. They're still growing pretty slow, I would say, but still they're doing pretty good in here. I think I have I started with 5. I sold 1, and one of them did pass away, and I still have 3 in here. So the survival rates aren't too bad, I guess. They're doing pretty good. So that one really likes the new rocks and the flat rocks, and they're kind of just chilling, and they're looking pretty awesome. The other one is kind of over here. I don't know if you can see him. He's like way up here, up there. Anyways, the other plants are looking pretty good. I'm gonna kind of do a quick browse so you guys can get a chance to see all the plants here. The SAE is chilling there. The Eros are doing okay, pretty good. Hopefully they'll bounce back over a bunch of the Bruces. This is the Erio seeds that I'm trying to grow. There's only one that had spawned it, and it's doing pretty good, hopefully. The other one hasn't spawned it. I'm hoping that we'll still get something, but probably not. One out of, I don't know how many seeds I threw in there, but it was a lot of seeds. So it's not too bad, I guess. And this is more of an experiment for me, just to see how those do. I did put this new filter in here. I got this. It's pretty much the same thing for UV sterilizer, and the main reason I got that is if I'm going to keep the fry, I want the water quality to be very good. So I think that's one of the things I'm going to be changing up if I do start keeping fry again, in terms of the discus fry, is keeping the water quality crystal clear and clean for them. But yeah, everything else looks, pretty much the same. Nothing really moved. I'm just moving this over in the center. Plants are doing okay, pretty good. I gotta start trimming these guys. These guys didn't really start growing until I actually removed the lights and whatnot, so they'll be doing good. But here he is. Here's the little guy. Here's the other little guy. The pleco. They're probably hungry. I'll probably have to need to feed them soon. But anyways, want you guys to give an update on the tank, and peace out.